Hey everyone, what's going on? This is a Java Man. This is a Selway Archery strap-on. Let's put them on. That, you know what I mean. One, two, three, four, 5 arrow quiver. And this is really good. These are game changers, right? So if you have a longbow and you don't want to drill into it and you don't want to use one of the conventional quivers that, you know, all the compound guys use, this is what you're going to need to use. There's other ones on the market. These guys seem to be top of the of that food chain. So going to put this on today. I want to let you know though that I've got a custom version here. If you can see that, and I painted it myself. So I got it in. It didn't look good. Looked sort of like this, and now it looks like this. And I love this one so much better now. When I originally got it, I was kind of disappointed, but my logo is hard, right? It's that 20-sided die, but you can see it pretty good now. Anyway, this is the top part. This is the hood, and this is the part that they flip into. So the rules are that you put it on at the fade out. So if you don't know what a fade out is, I'll just show you on my bow. Again, this beautiful Java Man longbow. It's right here. You can see where it starts to fade out. So you want to put this on this side. Yep. Right where the fade out starts, or ends, I should say. All right, so that's on. Slips on pretty good. And you're going to wrap that around. And then also on the bottom, you're going to put this fade out on, this clip in this direction. Yep. That's a good question. I don't know. The straps on, it doesn't matter. But I think it's this direction. So you see what I'm talking about? I think it goes this way, right? Does not go this way. I don't know. Let's try this way first, because that's a little bit more switchback, kind of bring it back in that direction. All right, so that's what that, I think that's what that looks like. And that would be absolutely incorrect. All right, so put it on the right way. The correct way would be this way. These are really tight. I have another brand that I use that they're not as tight. All right, I'm gonna get that as high up as I can get it though. I won't pull this one down as low as I can get it. My only issue right now is that I have Greg's writing is right here. It's underneath the, it's going to be underneath this quiver. Okay, so now we got that. We're going to lock it in place. There are holes in here in this strap, and then there's little pins on this. So let's see if I can't get that in first time. I don't know if I just take it off. Yeah, leave it on the side. Yeah. Like the way it is. If you know a better way, leave it in the comments. Okay, that's on there. And then I will bring this one more time around. And there's room on the pin to put that in one more time so it's not floating in the wind. Okay, that's on. Whew. Looks good. Looks good. All right, let's do the top. If I really push down, there we go. That took a lot to get that in. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so then I guess we put the arrows in. So this turns I imagine. Yeah, to line up with the hood. Imagine the hood turns slightly. Yeah, you can turn it. Anyway, put one arrow in here at the end to that position. Let me just have a look. This does not seem to line up very well. I wonder why that is. Interesting. Anyway, those don't line up very well. There's all. This would be for broadheads. Okay, that's what it looks like when it's on. Okay, see that? That's what it looks like when it's on. There's some up and down inside the quiver, and I think the reason for that is to insert broadheads. This makes this bow like way heavier. It was already a really heavy bow, but I like it. I can't say I don't like it at all. This is great. Okay, I was a little concerned about it at the beginning, but it does have an offset here, so it kind of goes forward like that. Kind of goes forward, I didn't realize. Okay, that makes more sense. Looks pretty good. If I pull one of these arrows out, this is the real test right here. All right, when I put it back in, no movement, rock solid. All right, so there you have it. Selway quiver. Get yourself one of these. I think so far these are pretty nice. The other version I have of this is not Selway. It slides around all over the place. I couldn't get it to stay. I couldn't get it to fix in one location. It would keep coming off and up and down the riser. These seem to be rock solid. I won't lie. They're good. And look how beautiful this hood is. They come in a bunch of different configurations. This is the rawhide one. There's a plastic one for a little bit lower cost. And yeah, I think they come in different configurations for the arrows. I got the 5 arrow one, obviously. You know, one in the barrel if you're carrying 6, right? 1 in the barrel and 5 ready to go. Oh man, I can't wait to shoot this with this on here and see what the weight looks like. Okay, so touch base with Matt Zernzak, single source of truth for traditional archery on the internet. Him and Cody Greenwood from the Trad Lab, you know, I always go to them if I got some questions on trad gear that I'm just not that familiar with. So wasn't that familiar with our Selway Archery strap-on quiver. This piece is easy to put on. The hood's easy, it's intuitive. You can put it on easily, except for the strap holes. They're brutal to get on. Get an adult to help you with that for sure. But the direction of this bracket here, if I turn it this way, you can see it sort of like an L, right? And it looks like an L this way. And I had this pivoted so it was going outside the riser, so it wasn't going up this way, it was going down. And I was running arrows. It worked fine that way. And then I talked to Matt, and he's like, well, dude, this needs to go that way. The L part needs to go, so this needs to be on this side. But my arrows are way too short for that. So I think it can go on either way, but I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know if you have one of these, let me know in the comments whether or not that's true or not. But I only have, I think these are like 31 inch arrows, maybe, and maybe 30. And so my wood arrows are really short. And it was like right on the feathers. So when I was when it was the L bracket was facing the other way, it was right on the feathers. So I think I got this sorted out. I think this is good enough. I'm still kind of concerned about the one thing I haven't mentioned is that when you put an arrow in here, it really pivots that. And I always thought there's this one, yeah, so you can see this one piece here is a little different. The arrow pops out this way. You see that? Pops out that way. So I figure it's got to be on the end, right? Always got to be on the end, just like that. And then these ones come out obviously straight out. And this way is a little bit easier because I can put the arrows in. So when I'm putting the arrows in, I can actually put my fingers in this way. When it was sticking out on that side, it was harder. So this is a lot easier because this does have flex. It's just gonna have flex. That's the way it is. See, it flexes a lot. Anyway, so that's the update. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. So what are my final thoughts on this quiver from Selway Archery, the strap-on quiver? I have to tell you, I love it. I have another strap-on quiver. I didn't love it. So I was hesitant to pay more money for this one, which they're not cheap, but in my opinion, you know, I'm not rich enough to buy cheap shit. That's the old saying, right? You just have to, you suck up the cost and you get a good quiver. So why would you even want a quiver like this on your bow? First things first, the more you shoot, the better you get. The more you practice, the better you get. That's just the way things are. And when you have a quiver and all your arrows are right here and accessible, you just grab it at the door, walk out the door, and you've got your setup ready to go. Lots of people, hunters, they don't like having quivers on their bow. They like to shoot a bare bow. They like to shoot things with just nothing on them. That's okay if you're like that. I would say if you're like that and that's your mentality, that's what you've said all your life, give this a try and see whether or not you like it, because it does add some mass weight to a longbow and that helps to steady your shot. And it's just really enjoyable to shoot. So for me, for hunting, I would still keep it on and I would shoot with it and practice with it like this. What I don't love to hear from hunters is typically they shoot with this during practice and then they get to the tree stand and they take the quiver off, because then it changes the dynamic and it's traditional archery is all about feel. So long story short, I love this. Looks great. I wasn't happy with the, as I said before, I wasn't happy with what this looked like. I didn't think it looked very good. I painted it up, looks great now. And I put a little clear coat on top of that. And now it looks pretty good. So yeah, fits my wood arrows. It's rock solid. It takes a little bit of getting used to or wearing in. You know, you got to get the holes built in there and then it just doesn't move. And it's just really good. Anyway, like I said before, this is a definite buy. Love it. Go check out Selway Archery. Not a sponsored video, obviously. It was quite expensive when I bought it. So if you like this sort of thing and you want to continue watching some of these reviews, it always helps when you say thanks in the comments. I love hearing that. I respond back to all my comments. Hit like and subscribe, all that cool stuff. But until we talk again, guys, hunt the good stuff. We'll talk to you soon.